Let's solve best time to buy and sell stock on LeetCode. This is a quick and easy problem to solve, so let's go through the description before we begin coding. You are given an array prices where prices at I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell that stock. We need to return the maximum profit we can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, we need to return 0. So in example 1, we have input prices is equal to 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, 4, which in other words, on day 0, if you'd like to start on 0, the stock costs 7, on the second it costs 1, and then 5, and then 3, and then 6, and then 4. If we take a look at the output, it returns 5. Why is it 5? That's because if you buy the stock when it costs 1, and you sell it when it costs 6, you'd get 5. And something we need to note is that buying on day 2 and selling on day 1 is not allowed. So if we bought the stock when it costs 1, we cannot sell it when it costed 7. That doesn't make sense. It's not possible. So we have to watch out for that. And in the second example, when we have input prices equal to 76431, in this case, no transactions are done and the max profit is 0 because if we bought it when it cost 7, in no way could we sell it in the days after to make profit. 6 minus 7 is -1, negative, etc., etc. And even if we go to 6, still 4 minus 6 is -2, 3 minus 6 is -3, 1 minus 6 is -5, so on and so forth. So what we're going to do in this problem is we're going to create two int variables called max, which initially we're going to initialize it to be equal to 0. And the second one is an int called min price. Now, initially we're going to assume that min price is the first value in our array, and this may or may not be the case. But after that, we're going to create a for loop which iterates through the elements of this array, and we're going to check two conditions. One of them being if the if the value that we're on is the minimum value. So let's begin coding. This may seem a bit vague like usual, but once we begin coding, you'll understand how exactly we're solving it. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to create an int max equals to 0. Max is going to represent the potential profit that we can make, and profit's equal to the price of the stock when we sell it minus when we bought it. So if I bought the stock for 7 and I sold it for 1, our profit would be -6. Max is just the profit that we could make. And then int min price, which we initially assume is the first variable in our array, may or may not be. Now we're going to iterate through the elements of our array, starting at I equals to 1, which means we're starting here. Since min price is prices at 0, we don't want to compare min price to itself, so we're going to start at the next variable. So for int I equals to 1, as long as I is less than prices dot length I plus plus, we're going to create within this for loop an int variable called current, which is also equal to profit, but instead this is going to be the profit for each iteration. So what I mean is that int current is going to be equal to prices at j, which is the value which we're on, minus min price. So initially, for the first iteration, prices at j, prices at 1, that's 1. And min price is the first variable we assumed, which is 7. So 1 minus 7, that's -6. Obviously, that's not profit. So actually, this is where we continue from our code, because if current is greater than max, so if the current profit for this iteration is greater than max profit, then what does that mean? Then we're going to update max to be equal to current. And the second thing we need to check is if min price is greater than prices at j. In that case, it's not really the min price, so we need to update min price to be equal to prices at j. So before we continue, I realized I made a small typo. In my for loop, I used I, but I've been saying j for the entire video now. So I'm just going to change this I up here to be equal to j instead. We're just going to change I to j. and everything else will stay the same. Finally, all we need to do is we need to return max. So let's submit our code and see if it works. I forgot to update it here and here. So there we go. Let's go through this example real quick. So int max is equal to 0 and int min price is equal to price at 0. So min price is equal to 7. We're going to iterate through our array for int j equals to 1. So we're actually pointing to this variable. The profit at this iteration is going to be equal to prices at 1, which is 1, minus min price, which is initially 7. So that's negative 6. Is negative 6 greater than max? No, so we can skip this. Now we're going to check if min price, which is 7 initially, is greater than prices at 1, which is 1, which it is. So we're going to update min price to be the new minimum price, which is prices at 1, which is 1. So min price is now equal to 1. And then we're going to increment our for loop. Our new current profit is going to be equal to prices at 2, which is 5, minus min price, which is 1. So current profit is equal to 4. Is 4 greater than max, which is 0 still? It is. So our new max is equal to current, which is 4. So our max profit is currently 4. And is min price, which is 1, greater than prices at 2, which is 5? No, it's not. So we're going to skip this and we're going to increment our for loop. So now we're at 3, which is coincidentally 3. Int current profit is 3 minus 1. Min price is 1. That's 2. But 2 isn't greater than our old max, which was 4. Our current profit isn't greater than our maximum profit. So we're going to skip this. And since 3 is not greater than, or since 3 is greater than 1, we're also going to skip this. And we're going to increment this again. We're now looking at 6. Current profit is equal to 6 minus 1, which is 5, which is greater than our old max. So our new max is equal to 5. And since 6 is greater than 1, we're going to skip this. And we're going to increment one final time. We're now pointing at 4. 4 minus 1, our current profit is 3. But current profit is not greater than our maximum profit, which we found out to be 5. So we're going to skip this. And 4 is greater than 1, so we're also going to skip this. Our for loop terminates here. And we need to return max, which is 5, which is the answer. And since we submitted and all the test cases were correct, we're done. So that was the best time to buy and sell stock problem on LeetCode. I hope you found that video helpful, and thanks for watching.